Good afternoon and welcome to Templeville Road for this Division 1B fixture between St Mary's College and Navan. Should be an excellent game ahead of us here. Fine conditions here at Templeville Road for rugby. A little bit windy outside, but pretty good conditions, and we've got a very good game in store. Mary's currently third in the league table, with Navan currently in ninth. Delighted to be bringing you these pictures supplied by HBV Studios in conjunction with St Mary's College. I'm Andrew Blair-White and I'm delighted to be bringing you these pictures today alongside Niall Rinn. Niall, great to have you back with me.
Likewise, Andrew, good to be back. Good to be back in the hot seat, as it were, and looking forward to a good game of rugby on a nice, bright, dry day so far. So, here's hoping.
Yeah, this stream couldn't be brought to you without the great efforts of GMAC sponsoring today's game here at Templeville Road. And looking through those teams, now there's been a few late changes for St Mary's. Who are we to look out for today?
Well, I suppose just to go through the late changes, obviously a big loss for St Mary's today will be out half Conor Dean, who failed a late fitness test. So he'll be replaced by Rory Shields, who comes in off the bench, and his place on the bench will be taken by Ryan O'Loughlin. Dean will be a big loss. He's been pulling the strings there for the last few weeks outside his very talented scrum half, recent recruit, Colm Riley, who they would have played in Connacht together for a little bit. So Colm is a really good player, and he's certainly one to watch. I think we have a really mobile front row, I should say, today. Dan Lyons has recently converted from the back row into the front row, and he's doing really, really well alongside Captain Richie Halpin and Mick McCormack, son of the aforementioned GMAC. So mobile front row. Big loss as well is David Aspel. Has also been a late withdrawal, so he's a big loss. And again, late forced rejig in the pack. Liam Curran moving from the back row moving from the second row into the back row, and he will be replaced there. Who is replacing him? Did we say? Oh, Wickham. Ian Wickham is coming into the second row. So a few late changes for Mary's, but still a strong lineup and a very talented back line there as well, with Flanagan, O'Gara, Carey, Timmins and Fogarty. So exciting. They played a lot of nice rugby, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a very good game. This Navan as well have been involved in some high scoring games this season, having lost their first 3 games of the year. Now they've actually come back very well. They were on 0 points after 3 games. They'll be very happy to be on 10 points after 6. So a win today could put them back up into the middle of the table, and it seems to be that the introduction of their new South African recruit at number 8, Hardus Van Eden, who came in for the first game against Wesley but then was involved in those wins against Banbridge and City of Armagh, that seems to have spurred on that pack, and they seem to be scoring a few more points and conceding a few less as well.
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that boy playing, actually. It certainly seems to have, having lost a few games, people were nearly writing them off early on, but then they got the first win against Banbridge, who are probably struggling this season, but to pick up a win against Armagh certainly set the stall out and showed that maybe their early season form was just a bit of a dip, and they've plugged a few holes perhaps with the recruit of the number 8, and they've a couple of hardy boys. I think Jack Nelson is ex-Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, so another hardy lad as well. So look, it has the makings of a good game, and a few weeks ago might have been a bottom of the table clash, but that's all to play for today for both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Highfield and Wesley at the moment in those top 2 positions in Division 1B, and both those sides have beaten both Mary's and Navan so far this year. But as I say, Navan coming into this in good form, as are Mary's, who have won their last 4 games after losing their first 2 as well. And a good congregation of away Navan supporters just under us here, Niall, in the commentary box. Seem to be plenty of talk out there. So it should be a very good game. Navan are going to kick us off here, kicking from left to right as you see it. Seems to be a wind prevailing across the pitch towards that far stand. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out throughout the course of this game.
I'd say we've obviously mustered a few lads from down the school over the far side as well. They've probably coming up from a match, a couple of schoolboys. Great to see them, and hopefully some stars for the future over there.
Yeah, it's going to be Ben Daly for Navan to kick us off here. And a long kick back, but ends up falling into the hands of Matt Timmins, who kicks into touch, and Navan are going to have our first line out of the day here just outside the Mary's 22. On a day like today, Niall, how important is that wind going to play in terms of, I suppose, handling errors, seeing whether people are going to kick a little bit more as well?
Yeah, you know what? Looking at the touch judge's flag there, it's stronger than I'd even appreciated. I know we like to call it over the corner here. We call that Carville Corner. That's John Carville, former president here. That's his house. It's over the wall, and we like to kick into Carville Corner. So watch this space.
Yeah, good line-out ball for Navan, well contested. They're trying to get that rolling maul going early on. Ends up getting plugged, but going to see the first time see Navan try and get the ball through the hands today. Trying to build up a little bit of early momentum. They missed their game last weekend against Shannon due to a few COVID cases within the side, but almost breaking through there, Paddy Fox in that full back position. That's a lovely little pop pass from Daly, and it's another good try for Navan. A very good start for them. It's Evan Dixon who's gone pretty much under the posts there, his 4th try already this season. That was a lovely, well-worked try, and Navan on the board early here now.
Absolutely. A really good try. Fair play to them. Mary's caught on the hop there in a big way. To be fair, Navan have owned the ball since the start of the game and used it very well, so punched a few holes and then found a gap there in the middle. So, yeah, really good start for them. Mary's will be reeling.
Yeah, very strong start from Navan, and it was a lovely bit of play there from the out half. Ben Daly drawing his tackler in before a little pop pass to Evan Dixon, who came from deep. As I say, it's been Dixon and Paddy Fox that have really monopolised the tries for Navan so far this year. Dixon's 4th, Fox has also got 3. And that's a good confidence booster for Ben Daly, one that he probably should have taken and has taken, which gives Navan a 7-0 lead after only a couple of minutes here in Templeville Road.
I think probably that's been a little bit of the form with Mary's. I think for the most part they've been down in a few of the games. I know they were down against Shannon, they were down against Belvedere. So hopefully they can come back again.
By Evan Dixon, converted by Ben Daly. St Mary's 0, Navan 7.
Yeah, certainly a very strong start from Navan coming out of the gates quickly. Not allowing
useful looking kick. Oh. Uncharacteristic error there by Ronan Waters, in fairness. He probably had an eye on the ball and an eye on the fellas coming at him, so a knock forward there has given Navan a good position.
Yeah, it was a very good box kick there from Keith Kavanagh, who's a relatively new recruit to this Navan side, formerly played down in Shannon. Was a Senior Cup winner with Ross Cray only a number of years ago as well, so a very handy recruit, and you can just tell with this Navan team that they're playing with good momentum. They're playing like a team that have won a few games.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, when they'll see this, I suppose, they come up here, they'd in years gone by, this would have been a big, possibly even daunting task for them. Now, you know, it's up the road. They've been playing good rugby the last couple of years, and they won't be fazed by this at all. You know, it'd be a huge scout for them at the same time, but they certainly won't be fazed by it. Club that's done really well in recent years. There's a great underage setup, you know, has a very progressive club. Lots of good work going on at all levels.
And Mary's win a penalty at the first scrum of the day. Referee today signalling that Navan collapsing the scrum there in the front row. That'll be a big confidence booster for Mary's, and now have a chance to get a little bit of a foothold in the game.
Yeah, I think Mary's would probably fancy their scrum a little bit, given even with the changes with Aspel and Curran and that sort of moving around. But, you know, good strong front row. Mick McCormick has been getting a little bit of game time with Leinster A. Halpin is a good player, as I say, so they'll be fancying themselves in the scrum.
It's going to be a penalty here. A very good play from St. Mary's. It was clean line-out ball. They got the rolling maul going, and Navan couldn't repel it.
I would think he'll go for the corner again, yeah, but after that, that's a confidence booster. It's a good kick too.
Yeah, it's a seriously good kick from Rory Shields, and it's right in on that Navan 5-yard line. Now, I did allude to before the game, Navan are often involved in high-scoring games. They've conceded a lot of points this year. They've also scored plenty, averaging at the moment, conceding around 30 points a game. Slightly overthrown, but it ends
Got
up
away with it.
Ends up in McCormick's hands. Mary's looking to get back into this game almost immediately. Very close there, just held up. They go in again, and they've got it over this time around. Very strong play from the forward line, and I think it's Ronan Waters that's ended up getting over the line. A try scorer last week at home to Belvedere, and he's got himself another one on the board.
Yeah, no, you know what? They've scored a couple of those tries in recent weeks, so I think the strength up front obviously caught napping there for the first try, so that's probably more like their game, and yeah, they did very well. A good bit of picking and driving. Although they were lucky, as you say, the line-out was overthrown, and they just got lucky that that McCormick was alert to it, and was able to make something of it.
It's going to be Mick O'Gara who's going to be place kicking today, probably in the absence of Conor Dean, obviously, and successfully slots the conversion over.
Mick is he's going stateside in the new year. I don't know if you'd heard that. So he's going to play MLA. I can't remember which side. So he'll be a loss.
7 minutes, a try by Ronan Waters.
Yeah, well, 7 minutes gone, and we're 7-all here in Templeville Road. All the sevens, and if that's a sign of what's to come now, we're in for an exciting game.
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully lots of tries.
Trying to set up the box kick here. Mary's Colm Riley in there at scrum half. It's a very good tackle, well up there on that occasion. Again there, Ben Daly in amongst the action. Yeah, handling error this time round from Navan. That's going to lead to have a knock-on advantage, but they're going to kick. Riley kicking. He's got a favourable bounce there as well. Almost bounced straight back into his hands, but Navan fullback does quite well in the end. Seems to be a day with that little bit of wind about that there might be a bit of indecision. Also some very good kicking thus far.
Timmins did well there. Good take. Liam Curran.
Kerry on the ball. It's a big tackle from Navan, and that's got their fans right in front of us, very excited. Mary's fans retaliating with a few offside calls. Did look on that occasion that Conor Hand was jumping the gun a little bit. Good rugby from Mary's, and Shields goes for the kick, and it's been knocked backwards, and Navan have the ball. Cavan on this occasion looking to get a couple of yards. It's been a little bit frenetic in that midfield at the moment from both sides. Again, the kick employed. And it's been dropped by Timmins. And there was no advantage, so a knock on. And Navan are going to have a scrum around 10 yards from the St. Mary's line. All action in that phrase of play.
Absolutely. I think we might see a little bit of this Van Eden chap here. Now we'll see what he's made of. You'd think that it's prime territory for number 8 to pick and go. We'll see. A lot of mistakes though there, wasn't there?
Yeah, certainly was plenty going on. Big cheers for big tackles, a few offside calls, a couple of knock-ons. Ending up getting a little bit of a rest here with this scrum. But as you say, great opportunity here for Navan. Again, looking to go ahead, having scored that early try, cancelled out by Mary's within a couple of minutes. And certainly from just the early scrums we've seen, just the referee not overly happy. On that occasion, the two front rows going to ground again. Navan were pinged for that first scrum in their own half only a few minutes ago, which ended up leading to the Mary's try.
Certainly looks to me like the back line aren't expecting to get this one, maybe.
And this time round, it's a penalty to Navan. So, a penalty apiece for both packs so far. Be interesting to see what Navan do, and they're going to opt to go for the post. So it's going to be an opportunity for Ben Daly to restore a lead for Navan here.
I would have thought that's a sensible call, to be fair. You keep the point and scoreboard ticking over. Take your 3 points when it's on offer, I would have thought. Yeah, look, it's early days. Who knows in the front rows what's going on? They're getting acquainted. One penalty aside.
Yeah, certainly there hasn't been a solidity to that scrum just yet, but still plenty of time, as you alluded to there, Niall. And a good opportunity for Navan to register another 3 points here. And he's put it wide, so it's an opportunity missed. It was a fairly low skimming kick.
Yeah, in golfing terms, I think he used the wrong club there, lads, and he really got under it. Gave it a good old belt. As I sit here with Ronnie McBrien, he's nodding his head saying, yes, I've played a few of those shots.
But an opportunity here for Navan. Again, ball out to Owen King there. In that prop position, trying to get it out between the hands, but in the end, Sean
McIntaggart, the brothers there, his brothers on the left wing.
Navan again trying to build up some phases here, but it was a risky ball from Daly. It's ended up into the hands of Van Eden, very nearly an interception, and he would have been straight in, I think, if that had gone to hand. Both sides certainly intent on playing fairly expansive rugby. This time Daly goes for the kick. And it's going to bounce into the try zone there. And it's going to be kick back, and these new rules
the new
employed
rules,
now,
yeah.
Niall, that is no longer a 22 dropout as it so often would have been, but actually a kick from your own try line. A couple of those interesting new rules have come in this year as an opportunity here, and over in the corner for Navan. It's a very good try for them. Mary's just didn't seem to get out quick enough from that kickoff. Went straight into
poor dropout, really. Just wasn't long enough, I would have thought. It's that a front row?
Yeah, Looks
He
like
showed a bit of pace, whoever he is, because he and a sidestep too, for good measure.
Yeah, went into the hands of Sean McIntaggart, who's then offloaded it away there. We'll try to get you
Oh, this.
that
No, you're
name.
right, it could have been the could have been the winger. Sorry, yes, winger is wearing a scrum cap. Left wing 11 was it? Ben McIntaggart.
We'll try to get that confirmed to you.
He won't thank me for saying he looked like a front row.
But a well converted try from Navan, their second well converted try today.
It's not converted yet. It is now.
I was hoping for the best there. And Ben Daly has duly converted. So Navan going back 7 points ahead. They're 14-7 up here after
On 16
around
minutes,
15
by
minutes.
Ben McIntaggart, converted by Ben Daly. St Mary's 7, Navan 14.
I think Mary's will be very disappointed with that. That's two soft tries they've conceded. And there you go. And I suppose that's one of the things that the new rule is supposed to. If that goes all the way, we're in trouble. All the way back.
Another one of these new rules that have just been employed this season, and this is going to be now a scrum back.
Well, I think the ref just took
Oh,
that as that it went dead, is it? I didn't think it did myself. I thought it was just short of the line, but he was right on it, so.
Yeah, so it's going to be a scrum to Navan. A couple of these new rules that have come in this year have probably some that are going to take a couple of years to bed in.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, what they're trying to keep the ball more in play, and I suppose that try and again.
Yeah, more solid scrum on this occasion from both sides. And Daly again getting an opportunity, but it's hasn't stuck. But again, it's a knock on now from Mary's, and it was Miles Carey who was trying to pop it off there to David Flanagan, but it's gone forward. It's going to be a scrum to Navan. Just a couple of handling errors from both sides so far.
Yeah, a little bit frantic maybe, and in actual fact, he had a man on his left. So, look, he saw the blue jersey coming up inside him. He thought that was the pass, and inches out.
Yeah, certainly a very frenetic and frantic first 20 minutes we've seen so far from both these sides. It did promise to be an entertaining game, and it's duly going with it. Daly again looking to kick, but this time a good take by Flanagan. Gets it out to Mark Fogarty there, who tries to find a gap. Is held up.
I think they've been turned over.
They have been turned over, and it's another chance here. And it's the number 8 Hardus Van Eden carrying for a few yards.
Van Eden's here. Van Eden's here looking for the cross kick.
And it's bounced. Just ended up going out. Navan certainly getting a lot of joy down that left-hand side at the moment. But more so probably profiting from Mary's mistakes more than
Absolutely.
anything.
You know what? Playing that sort of rugby, it's great if it comes off, but you're in near your 22. Safety first, I would have thought. Throwing wild passes out there, and against a Navan pack who are keen and latching onto everything that's all loose ball. So, and they're certainly probably having the upper hand in that department so far.
Yeah, Mary's just struggling thus far to have gotten a proper foothold into this game. Another strong scrum, and Waters allowed to take it away from it. A little kick through from Colin Riley. Well taken by Paddy Fox, and sometimes those low dribblers can often be difficult to control. Daly again going for a little kick through, and he's picked it up off his own one. And a big throw out to the hooker, Jack Nelson. Back inside, it's the first try scored, Dixon there. Excellent play from Daly there, yet again in that out half position. Great invention. Gonna go to the pack now for now. Conor Hand drives for a few yards. And they're gaining yards here with these pick and goes, getting closer and closer to that Mary's line, looking to make their third try.
They've got numbers now.
It's a big hit there from Timmins, and they're trying to hold him up here. Have they done so successfully? No, Navan have managed to keep hold of it, but they haven't now.
Turnover there. They just managed to hold him up. Rather fortunate there, perhaps. Waters in the middle of it again, as usual.
Yeah, and you feel that was a key and needed turnover for Mary's there. If this game had gone to 21-7.
Absolutely, but you can see that Ben Daly, as you said, is starting to stamp his name on the game. At 10, he's had a couple of little kick-aheads that have worked out for him. In fact, I half expected him to maybe throw a dummy and go in under the post, if I'm honest. So Mary's will be relieved that he decided to go for the lobby pass.
Yeah, he went for the
injury
big
here to McIntaggart, centre.
Yeah, well, he was on the receiving end of that hard hit.
That's right.
From Matt Timmins in that previous phase of play. Just going to give both teams an opportunity to get some much needed water on board. If you've only just joined us, around 20 minutes gone here in this Division 1B fixture between St Mary's College and Navan. Navan currently 14 points to 7 ahead. We really hope you're enjoying the stream this afternoon. Brought to you courtesy of GMAC, who's been obviously brilliant to get this stream on and get as many people watching as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's a great idea. I know we were fortunate to have last week's match streamed by Belvedere, even though it was here in Templeville. So it obviously shook us up to realise actually we should be doing this ourselves. And it's great for those people who can't get here, can't be here, or maybe who are overseas or whatever. So hopefully there's a lot of people watching.
Yeah, good little crowd in here at Templeville Road as well. Both sides. A lot of younger schoolboys, as you mentioned earlier, Niall, on that far side. A solid scrum from Mary's when they needed it most, and Waters doing a lot of the donkey work at the back of that scrum. They're going to go for that box kick again,
Here
so
we
it
go
seems, from Riley. That's a good kick.
A good clearance, yeah. Good clearance by Riley.
Yeah, very good kick. He's got good distance from that as well. Gives a little bit of resting room for that Mary's defence. They'll be looking to challenge now in this line out.
To be fair, territory and possession-wise, yeah, it's been mostly Navan. Oh, sorry, since Mary scored, it's been Navan have been living in the Mary's half. So that looks crooked to me, but
yeah, well, it's well stolen by Mary's, and they've got an opportunity now. Out to Mick McCormack, carries it into contact. It's a drop from Mark Fogarty on this occasion. My apologies, it's actually David Fannigan in at number 15 there. We've got on our team sheets that Fannigan and Fogarty are the other way around at 11 and 15. But fairly routine handling error nonetheless, and gives Navan the ball there. And when Marys were looking to build up a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, Flanagan, to be fair, is normally really good hands. He's a lovely sidestep, lovely runner, and quite a threat in from full back. So yeah, he'd be disappointed with that. I think that's his second one of those. So
Solid scrum again. Daly getting the ball through the hands, and it's gone to Fox, but it's well intercepted this occasion. I think it was Matt
he
Timmins
made up for
in
his missed
there.
tackle. There's the Flanagan jink I told you about.
Yeah.
The two number 8s on each other.
Trying to get that ball wide. Timmins to Carey. Carey ducking back inside. Gets a couple of yards, but
Yeah, he's lying on the ball, I would have thought there. Yeah, so penalty coming.
penalty, and Riley's gone quickly, and you wouldn't have thought he was 10 there, but it's gone away. That's potentially Niall Hurley. He's around 5 yards short.
run.
Can Marys get there? O'Gara's got it now. Waters again, and Waters is over again for his second try of the day. Really good rugby from Marys on this occasion. It all stemmed from that quick penalty from Colm Riley. Really quick thinking, and they've ended up catching Navan on the hop, and a really good try finished off by the number 8 Ronan Waters.
Yeah, great play by Hurley before that, who got caught just short and was able to pop it up to his partner, Ronan Waters, who scored another try. So he had one similar last week. But yeah, right, all came from the quick take by Colm Riley. So good stuff.
It goes to show just the attractive rugby on show from Marys when they do get it right in that back line. Miles Carey was the initiator. And some really good play and an opportunity now to level the scores there for Mick O'Gara. And he duly does so. So it's going to be 14 apiece now here between St Mary's and Navan. 2 converted tries for both sides.
27 minutes, try by Ronan Waters.
Tries for Dixon and Ben McIntaggart for Navan, and 2 now for the number 8 for St Mary's, Ronan Waters, who again.
Well, you said earlier that Navan have been involved in a lot of high-scoring games, and maybe we're heading that way now. It's at 14 each. It's not even half an hour gone, so there could be bonus points for tries, etc. On the go today.
Yeah, high tackle on this occasion. Seemed to be purely accidental, really, but a penalty nonetheless. And the referee just making sure. I think that's a final warning for Owen King on that occasion, just failing to bind, and Shields has got a chance now to gain a little bit of ground for Marys. And
Good
does
kick.
so.
Yeah.
And Marys are going to have themselves a line out around the halfway line. Again, good line out ball from Marys. And they're going to get another penalty here.
Navan conceded a few penalties now on the trot there, really. So
Yeah, not rolling away. I think it was Shane Faulkner penalised on this occasion. Again, Shields kicking into the corner, and another brilliant kick. It's given Mary's great position here. Around 15 yards out from that Navan try line, and
shades of the first one, maybe, if they can get the line out right and get a bit of a rolling ball going.
you'd have to think that's going to be the way they're going to try and approach this. Not dissimilar to
Same
that
again.
first time. It was overthrown, but they've managed to get away with it. And they've got the ball. McCormack. His other prop forward, Daniel Lyons, helping him out there. Hard line by Miles Carey, gets a couple of yards.
That's the captain, Richie Halpin.
A lot of momentum here behind Mary's. Very close to that try line again. Very, very close, just held up. There seems to be numbers if they want it that way. But they've got the try. And it's Richie Halpin, the captain. Not for the first time this season is the try score. And some really good pressure from Mary's, rewarding themselves with a third try. And for the first time this afternoon, they're in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking the same myself, so to go into the lead. So I did say that they've come from behind a few times, and it's the same MO obviously today. But yeah, good. You know, and again, as you said, that's two lineouts that haven't worked out, that didn't go right, but they managed to salve something out of it. So yeah, they tidy up a little bit. There's certainly capable of good rugby and a few more tries. Nearly blocked down there by the Navan winger.
Yeah, but another successful conversion for O'Gara. He's 3 from 3 so far this afternoon. And Mary's are now 21-14 up. And having been 14-7 down or around 5 minutes ago, they'll be very happy with that.
Absolutely, yeah. This is when teams are vulnerable, though, really, when they just after you've scored. So important that they gather this and deal with it and get themselves out. Unusual. That's 3 or 4 kickoffs that have gone to Waters. I think I changed the tactic if I was in Navan out half.
A good carry there from Liam Corcoran on that occasion. Riley was looking for that box kick, but
it's not in.
He wasn't in, and therefore he had to try fine play. There's Van Eden, and that's just the power that he possesses, fending off a few tackles. And Rory Shields was just quite clearly offside there. I think he thought that the ball was out, and it wasn't.
No, very obviously. Very obviously offside. I noticed that chap's first name is Harders, and I'm wondering, Hard as Nails springs to mind. Good kick.
It's a good kick from Daly, flirting with danger ever so slightly there. Matt Timmins, I think, almost got a finger on that, but instead Navan get that line out around 10 yards out, and now they're looking to hit back. I don't think we've seen the last try this afternoon just yet.
No, and not even of the first half, I would think.
Plenty of attacking rugby on show here in Templeville Road. Down to Jack Nelson now to try and execute this line out. The last Navan line out was nicked. And again, just wasn't.
Seems to be the same problem on both sides.
Yeah, blocked down, but ends
rather
up
fortuitous. What have we got?
Ends up going into the hands of a Mary's player. I think we're going to go back for the initial knock on. Yeah, so it's going to be a scrum Mary's. Just again, that line out perhaps a slight bit overthrown. It just didn't seem to go to hand when they needed it most. Mary's will be quite relieved by that.
Absolutely, absolutely, because it could have gone, as we've seen, Mary's got the bounce of that one where when they overthrew, but Navan just couldn't deal with that, so Mary's quite fortunate. In fact, I thought I saw a knock-on from the Mary's second row there as he picked the ball, but a little bit fortunate there.
Quick ball back out to Shields, who finds touch. Another very good kick.
There's a big boot in him, that boy.
Yeah, his kicking from hand's been impressive thus far, but Navan get the ball back just outside that Mary's 22, and they'll now be looking to execute that line out and try and get that rolling maul going, which they did so very early on in the game to great effect. Haven't managed to do so in the last 10-15 minutes. Again, favouring that long ball, but a lot better on this occasion, and this seems to be a training ground move. It's ended up in the hands of Van Eden. Just about gets into the Mary's 22.
Found that gap again.
Yeah, it was Daly with that pop pass again. Dixon again this time round. carrying.
First up tackling from Mary's leaves a bit to be desired, I think. That's a big lump of a man. Carpenter took that on strong.
It's just been knocked forward on this occasion by Rory Gordon, coming in off that right wing. Again, Daly looking for that just slightly delayed pop pass, which has been very useful so far, and certainly exposing a few cracks in that Mary's defence.
Yes, absolutely. They seem to have identified, perhaps, commit a guy and find a gap just outside him, and it's worked for them now a few times. Ball didn't go to hand there, so Mary's get out of jail, perhaps.
Yeah, it was very nice play from Navan off that line out. As I say, looked like a training ground move with Daly popping back inside there to Ben McIntaggart, who'd come in off that left wing. So close to finding that big breakthrough, which would have got them under the posts, but again, just a crucial handling error at a crucial time for Navan. Quickly out again, and Riley does very well, and he breaks a tackle. Riley, and he's trying to go all the way here, and he's still not being tackled. And he comes down. They finally get him inside the 22, but there's opportunities if they can get it wide. It's Hurley there on the ball. Riley's got it back. Shields now trying to get it through the hands. Mick McCormack's now got it. Does well to.
He did well
to contact.
I'm not sure he's the man we wanted there at that time. I know his dad is listening in from Marbella, and he won't be thanking me for picking out. But there's a gap for Curran. Well done.
Yeah, good line from Curran. Shields. Mick O'Gara this time round.
Well laid back.
Corcoran on this occasion. Come on. Lovely pop pass, and Shields now has it, but he's let the ball go. And it's a knock on. It's into Daly's hands, and we're going to go back to the initial knock on. A little bit of a shame. They almost got that opening. It was actually a very good pop pass from the prop Daniel Lyons in there, which almost got that opening. In the end, it just goes down. It's going to be a scrum to Navan.
Really great break there by Riley, wasn't it? He certainly ran about half the length of the pitch.
Yeah, he found the initial gap just inside the Mary's 22, and they couldn't lay a glove on him until entering the Navan 22. Inside the final 5 minutes of this first half, and Niall, there hasn't been much time to reflect, really. It's been all go.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining half of rugby, I would have thought. Both sides looking to certainly play rugby. Plenty of mistakes, giving each team an opportunity as well. So, yeah, it's entertaining.
There's going to be a substitution for Navan at this early stage.
McIntaggart's coming off, the try scorer, left wing.
A good congregation of applause for McIntaggart. Keith Kavanagh with the ball in hand for Navan now, and that's pretty clever play from Hardis Van Eden, but goes for, potentially a little bit greedily, goes for the around the back offload. There's a little bit of afters on the sidelines, but
I think they're just trying to looking to take a quick one, which is to be admired, I guess, but referee wasn't having it.
Mary's
maybe the last chance of the half, would it be?
Very close at this stage as Halpin goes in, a very good take in there. But there's a knock forward, which is going to bring us to half-time here in Templeville Road with St Mary's College 21, Navan 14 in this Division 1B fixture. 3 tries to 2 to St Mary's, having gone down 7-0 after just 2 minutes and 14-7. They've found themselves in front at half-time.
Yeah, as I said, entertaining first half, 35 points scored, and just one try between them in favour of the home side. So looking forward to as entertaining a second half, maybe. They seem to have got the measure of each other. As we said, there was a lot of mistakes on both sides. And really, Mary's will be maybe kicking themselves that they didn't go in 14 points ahead, really. But good defence by Navan. And yeah, again, I suppose we should acknowledge we're here courtesy of GMAC sponsoring the streaming today. And also we should say a special thank you to all club sponsors from both sides, and we're indebted to our club sponsors, Softco, Maples, G2, Fannigan's, etc. So thank you all.
Very nicely put, Niall. And for a couple of minutes we're going to leave you for this half-time break, but do join us back in a few minutes' time, because it does promise to be a really exciting second half here at Templeville Road. At half-time, it's St Mary's 21, Navan 14. Hello and welcome back to Templeville Road. Just a couple of minutes of an interval there in this Division 1B fixture between St Mary's and Navan. Really good game of rugby in the first half, very exciting. 35 points on offer, already 5 tries. Mary's leading 21 points to 14, and it's going to be Rory Shields of St Mary's that's going to be kicking us back off from left to right.
I think we might have to put the floodlights on, Andrew.
Yeah, getting increasingly dark around here as that ball drops in the Navan 22, but well picked up, and we get this second half back underway. It's gone forward, and it's going to be an advantage for Mary's, but they're going to go through the hands here. Here's Shields jinking away and gets himself a few yards. Back to Riley at scrum half. Lions carrying back in on this occasion. Mary's looking to start this second half well, having finished the first half probably on top, but a really good piece of defensive work from Navan on this occasion.
That's Wickham, Ian Wickham. Unfortunate there, I suppose. A good tackle though, as you say, but didn't allow him to get the ball back.
It just goes to show that wind, you mightn't be obviously able to really pick it up on the screen just how much of a prevailing wind it is from where we are, the pavilion side of the ground, over towards that far stand. The ball just getting into touch as a result. We've seen an awful lot of the kicking so far going to that far side. The Navan line-out hasn't been great so far today, and a big break here from Hurley.
Still going.
Still managing to go. Quick ball from Riley. Out to Carey now. Oh, it's a good hit on this occasion.
Felt that one here.
Yeah, very big hit there on Corcoran. Mary still have it, still recycling it very well. O'Gara had to be flicked on enterprisingly. Halpin now carrying it back. And it's Waters again. Can he get his third of the day? Hands it off. A chance here for Shields.
Got a score here, surely.
Yeah, massive pressure here from Mary's. They have Navan on the ropes.
Good latch there by Waters again in on Wickham. Captain Halpin.
Surely if they play this right, there's a try there for them.
Navan are strong and close in, it seems. Maybe need to move it away from the point of contact there.
Yeah, not much joy just at the moment. Games phase of play slowing up slightly as a result. Again, just a little bit short. Getting closer and closer. But they can't muster it over the line just yet. And they've got it over this time around. A lot of huff and puff, and they finally got it over.
Yeah, a lot of huff and puff, as you say, but and you know, there's always a danger there with that. Someone will get done for holding or something like that. So they did very well to keep their discipline and keep the thing going and eventually get over. Not sure who got it yet, do we? That's a bonus point now for St Mary's, which you'll be pleased about. Someone asked me this morning, did I fancy a bonus point? I said I fancy a win. You just go for the win first. If bonus points come, that's what they call bonus points. They are just that. So.
I think it was Mick McCormack who ended up being the man to get over the line there for St
Mary's. His dad will never let us hear the end of it.
And another very good kick for Mick O'Gara. He's been absolutely faultless from the tee this afternoon. 4 from 4, 4 tries, 4 conversions. Mary's 28, Navan 14, and you just feel Mary's are slightly turning the screw here.
Yeah, I suppose, look, 4 minutes in the second half, just possession really, and 1 or 2 mistakes by Navan has given Mary's the opportunity. So we'll see, can they kick on from here, or what have Navan got in response?
Yeah, Carey, the one on this occasion to take it from that initial kickoff.
They brought that back in now, I think, so
it's good tackling.
good offload.
Yeah, Daly again going for that crossfield kick. That looks a lovely ball and well collected by Dixon. That's Harry Hester there, the substitution coming in for Navan.
He should have really been put into touch there, but they've managed to keep it alive. Here's a guy.
Well, it's just been put back, and good hands from Daly in there. Gordon now picks up the loose ball for Navan and does very well with it there, Gordon. Daly trying to get it out through the hands.
The body's here, the body's here. I thought he might have go for a deliberate knock on. Yeah, I thought that. Unlucky there for Miles Carey, I think.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate on that occasion, Carey, but it gives another chance for Daly to kick into the corner. Kicking really seems to be a hallmark of his game.
Yeah, he's except he hasn't made touch.
No, well, we saw in the first half there were 1 or 2 that he was flirting with those players.
He's certainly, for me, though, he's certainly been a standout player today, I think, hasn't he? He's really, he's got a full bag of tricks. His little dinks, his passing. Unfortunate there. He should. His forwards won't thank him for that. You got to make your touch.
Yeah, trying to go for that extra couple of yards, trying to get it as far into that Mary's 22 as possible. The line out again for Navan. This time round, much cleaner. And into Hester in the midfield. Trying to get it through the hands here, Navan. Keith Kavanagh in at scrum half, but it's gone forward, and an opportunity here for Mary's. It's Daniel Lyons, good offload, and Riley with the little kick in behind. And it's ended up falling into Miles Carey's hands, and Carey's over, and it's the 5th try for St. Mary's. They bounce the ball quite literally on that occasion going Mary's way, and they get their 5th try of the day.
Yeah, Mark Fogarty went for it and didn't get it, but obviously he hadn't put a hand on it. He looks to be coming off injured now, but to be fair, that's typical Miles Carey. He's a poacher, and he was there, good pick up, and he did very well to score.
Yeah, Fogarty making his way straight off the pitch, so
he'll be replaced by Ryan O'Loughlin. So, as I said to you earlier, we now have we've Rhino, and we have a Buffalo, and we have Conor Hand, who's known as a Bear. So a Bear, a Buffalo, and a Rhino on the pitch at this time. So
yeah, certainly a few happy heads underneath us now in the stand with Mary's now putting themselves 21 points clear. 35-14, and it was only 20-25 minutes ago it was 14-7 to Navan. Just goes to show how quickly these games can change. Mary's have cut out those little handling errors, and they've really punished Navan in the last 20 minutes.
yeah, I agree, and I think Navan will be scratching their heads wondering how they're so far behind, because they're playing a nice brand of rugby, and they've certainly put it up to Mary's all along, so they'll be disappointed, I imagine. First touch for Ryan O'Loughlin, a good kick.
Yeah, immediate involvement for the substitute. I suppose the thing that Navan can take solace from is that it turns so quickly for Marys that it just goes to show still a half-hour of rugby to be played here.
No, absolutely. It's never over till the fat lady sings, as I say, and we're a long way from that yet.
Well
good
contested,
line out.
but good line out. And a really big hit from Richie Halpin on this occasion.
He had him lined up and he had him in his sights from a long way out.
Yeah, he carried Hester around 5-6 yards back there. A massive hit from the Mary skipper. Cavan on this occasion having to just carry it into contact himself. Into the hands of Daly, Hester. And again it's been knocked forward by Gordon on this occasion. The Marys are going to try and put this through the hands, and it's Timmins out to Mick O'Gara, trying to hand off. It's been kicked straight into Dixon's hands
by his own player in front of him.
You couldn't make some
this
of this
game
stuff
has everything.
Daly's now got the ball
another.
in hand, and that's
That's
a
a good
seriously good kick yet again. It's just gone out, but that's a really, really good kick.
Yeah.
From Daly, and Marys are going to have to complete a pretty good exit here from their own 22. Fair few of the things we've seen in the open play today now you really couldn't describe if you tried to.
That's right. You'd have to watch a rerun of that last series of play, all right. Now, crucial position here for Navan. Mary's got to win and exit. They've done well.
Yeah, solid enough to McCormack. But there's been a knock forward, and there's an opportunity here for Navan.
I think he's actually playing a penalty advantage. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, a penalty advantage for not releasing.
Now, what did he do? Corner, I would have thought, after. They need tries.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 3 points is not going to do Navan at this stage.
They may go for the scrum, is it?
There's a few deliberations going on here, but they have decided to go into touch. Trying to trust that line out, which has been probably a little bit 50-50 for them so far this afternoon. They really could do with it being clean right now, just on that Mary's 5-yard line.
Mary's got 2 tries in the first half from this very position, so it'll be interesting to see can Navan capitalise on their position and their line out. Good take. Part 1 executed. That's the new substitution there, Conor Ryan on.
Closer and closer here, Navan. Trying to find a way through, trying to find a way back into this match.
Some good defence there by Mary's. I think maybe the Sean Cronin influence is paying off. It's good defence.
Yeah, very strong defence. Having to go through the hands here, and Daly goes for the big one. And it was a risk, and it was a risk that hasn't paid off. And I think that just comes about from the pressure that the Mary's defence were putting on Navan. Daly looking for that big pass. It didn't go to hand. It's going to prompt a couple of changes.
So that's former team captain Tom O'Reilly coming on to replace Dan Lyons, and Joe Nolan is coming on replacing Ian Wickham. So another bit of a rejig, I imagine. That'll put Curran probably back into the second row. Joe Nolan is the back row.
It was lost at the line out, and an opportunity again for Navan here. It's been spilled, but it's in the corner, and it's the number 8 we were talking about, Hardis Van Eden, who's ended up swooping on that and has dived It's a swan dive coming back out there in the corner, but Navan get their try.
I think there was a book called A Series of Unfortunate Events, and I think that was there was a bit of that there again. Hard to describe how many mistakes took place there, and Navan have benefited from it. Big kick now.
Yeah, they needed a little bit of luck there, Navan, and luck has fell their way. That line out going amiss for Mary's. As you say now, this is a really big kick for Ben Daly, a very tough one on the near touch line. And he's very unlucky there. It's hit the inside of the post. Sometimes they can work with you and they can just sneak over, but not on this occasion, and it's prompting another couple of substitutions from Navan. They're looking to make sure that their subs can make a big impact in this game.
Mary's 35, Navan 19.
But 25 minutes still to play here. And 16 points the deficit as the ball lands in Kavanagh's hands there, and he kicks safely into touch. Good line out ball from Mary's. Out to Waters, who carries and has done so effectively again today. 2 more tries added to his. Out to Shields, O'Gara, out to Timmins now on the outside. Navan trying desperately to bring this ball into touch. Big hit there from Conor Ryan. They're looking to get in over it here, Navan, and they've done very well there. It was Jack Nelson at the bottom of that, getting the interception. Or turnover, should I say. It looked a little bit forward from here. And a high tackle's been given. A little bit of unrest on the sidelines there.
I think you're right, though. I certainly thought it was forward, and I think, in my unbiased opinion, I would have thought Navan are living on the edge there in terms of offside. But look, that's the way to play it, as long as you get away with it. The lights are on now, as we said earlier. So,
an unfortunate one there for the Mary's defence, catching McIntaggart quite high, but he was going downwards. So often quite a difficult one as a defender. It was Kavanagh on this occasion finding touch. Again, they go for that long throw, and again, it's just not been their friend today. Jack Nelson trying his best to retrieve the goods. Going through there, Mary's get the penalty.
I'm sure Colin Riley, well, he's glad his players are winning the line-out. He doesn't really want ball like that thrown down to him, really. Missed touch here to the danger man Daly.
It's a big one. Oh, and Miles Carey. He'll think that might have been an opportunity missed. So close to, if he retrieved that, he was in under the post for his second of the day. Again, another expansive pass from Daly. He does live on the edge slightly.
He does.
He plays the
percentage game.
Yeah, he plays a very attractive style of rugby, but sometimes can be a little bit cavalier at times. I suppose Navan need the tries. They need to play aggressive.
There's a touch of the Joey Carberry's there. They've moved him from out half to full back, so maybe they see him as a more threat from there, perhaps. Although I thought he was playing really well at 10.
You would have thought he might have had a bigger impact in the game in at 10, but scrum going down immediately.
We now have a Colm Riley and a Colm O'Reilly on the pitch. It's a substitution there for Navan, number 20.
He seems to have gone in at that out half position. The other substitution, Harry Hester, in that back row, in at first or back line, should I say, in at first centre. Another try for Navan in the next 5 to 10 minutes could really make for a very interesting last 10.
Absolutely, we're coming into the last quarter of the game, so plenty of time for both sides.
Yeah, Mary's trying desperately to get another score on the board, restore that 3 or 4 try advantage that they had built up.
You'd wonder how telling the misconversion could be, because it means they've got to score 3 times. So,
felt a big moment at the time, hitting the inside of that right upright. It was a very good kick from where he was, really. Daly was awfully unfortunate. It's gone down again. Referee urging the play to continue. And Hester driving dangerously through. The Navan crowd now imploring the referee for an offside call. Doesn't come. O'Reilly, hard line from Conor Ryan.
As you say, big calls from the Navan crowd, but it works both ways, and I think we've both seen a bit of that today, so it's
out through the hands, Dixon out to Daly. Again trying to go for that little pop pass. Don't know where it's ended up. It's ended up in Navan's hands. Owen King this time round, bringing it in. Good play, and Daly there. Shimmies inside.
He missed the overlap there. He had an overlap if he could have got the ball away.
Another good carry. And there's a advantage coming Navan's way here. An opportunity. Kavanagh there going slightly down a dead end. And the offside call has come their way.
Hester's made a bit of an impression since coming on, hasn't he? He's a strong runner.
Yeah, well, Hester, quite remarkably, a former Irish underage international as a prop forward.
Wow.
Now, in the backs,
now a
you
crash
can tell
ball centre.
There's a bit of size about him and a lot of strength in that midfield, and he's made plenty of inroads. And you feel just at this juncture of the game, this is probably a must-make try opportunity for Navan.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
7 or 8 metres from the Mary's line. They need that line out to be good. They get it right on this occasion, and the maul comes. Van Eden dictating from the back.
Good offload again.
Oh, but it's gone forward. It's gone forward with around a yard to go to the line. And a huge hit on Flanagan on this occasion. And it ends up being a line out for Navan.
I'm glad to see him get up from that, because that was a big hit, and maybe he should have kicked for touch, but I did say earlier he's a lovely jink. He tried it again, he just didn't get away with it that time, but a serious hit tackle. Good tackle. Again, inches, because it was a good offload from Van Eden to his back row, fellow back row player, and they were just knocked it on under the post.
Yeah, very close to getting it right there. But again, the line out just betrays them when they need it. Good play from Nolan out to Hurley, and an opportunity here for Marys. Shields goes to kick, and it was half blocked down. It's good play from McIntyre, really.
He did well. Again, the block down helped him, I guess, so good offload.
Yeah. Strong carry. And Daly trying to get through and does so. Offloads to Kavanagh. Hester. But again, it comes forward. And you can tell there's just anguish on Dixon there, having knocked that one forward. Again, another one for Navan. So close to getting it right.
Absolutely, it was a really good break by Daly again, and he did very well to keep the ball alive. Unfortunately, when you're chasing a game and you know the clock is not your friend, you start taking chances that maybe you wouldn't do in a normal course of events, so leads to mistakes and gives Marys an opportunity to get out of their half again. In many ways, Marys are living off some of the mistakes of that Navan have made.
Yeah, penalty on this occasion to Marys. Collapsing in the scrum. Owen King, the prop, penalised. Having a chat with the referee afterwards just to defend his case. Shields going to go for this side and finds kick very well.
He's done okay today, in fairness, as a late call up in place of Conor Dean. I would have thought he's done quite well today, young Shields. One or two little nervous touches early on, but he's settled into it.
Good. Shields gets it out. Take to O'Loughlin there. Good burst of pace from O'Loughlin. Not
he's just lying there.
Yeah, an opportunity, a free roll of the dice here for Marys, and O'Loughlin has it. Timmins, good sharp ball
Well
out
by Flanagan. Look, will he go back? He will.
Yeah, he goes back for the penalty. It was the right idea from Flanagan, trying to flick that ball back inside for his captain Richie Halpin, who's searching for his second try of the day as well, but this occasion not going to hand. But when you have the penalty advantage, you can make use of it. We're going to have a little bit of time off now as a
He's going to take the kick, is he?
Yeah, looks like Marys are going to opt for the points.
Run down the clock a little bit, I guess, and keep the scoreboard ticking over, as I said earlier. Bonus point is in the bag, so probably the right call. Give the players a bit of a break.
Yeah, O'Gara endeavouring to continue this 100% record from the tee today. think to this stage of the game, there's a fair few tired bodies out there. Been a energetic game.
Yeah, and a very physical encounter too, to be fair.
That's a good kick from O'Gara. Straight over. And again, puts Mary's a little bit further forward. Around 10 minutes to go here. St. Mary's 38. Navan 19.
I think that's in the genes, the kicking. Mick is a cousin of the O'Gara who plays for Dublin. He used to play for Dublin, Owen O'Gara.
Straight to Waters, and probably not the guy in the Mary's team you want to be giving the ball to.
Correct.
Kerry,
Not a good kick.
going for the kick.
Oh, Jesus.
No card on this occasion. I think it was one of those situations. Obviously, Flanagan's gone in for the tackle on Daly. He has caught him in the air. No real malice involved. And I think probably overall the right decision made by the referee.
Yeah, you've seen them yellow carded though as well, haven't you? Timing was just a bit off. He should have waited till he got his feet in the ground. And
well, if a few minutes ago was a must-get for Navan at this stage of the game, almost every attacking phase has to be a must-get if they want to get anything from this game. Obviously, one more try would give them that
bonus point, yeah.
try bonus point. A couple more tries might get them within that 7 points, and it looks like they've got an advantage here. Just potentially an opportunity to get the ball through the hands. And certainly that decision from the referee has not gone down well with the visiting support here. Kavanagh looking for the quick penalty, which we saw Colm Riley do so to such great effect in the first half to get one of Waters' tries. But that's not the first time that Navan have been called back for trying to do that quick tap and go.
Yeah, you'd like to see them maybe let it go. Let's see the game flow.
It's good solid.
If they score here, they won't mind.
A good solid line out, but Mary's doing well at the moment to repel it and bring that ball down. Still outside that 5-yard line. They give it to Van Eden. He's done tireless work, but it was a great bit of play by Mick O'Gara. He was trying to offload in contact there.
To be fair, he's trying to keep the ball alive. Just a little bit unfortunate he didn't get the ball to hand, and Mary's managed to snaffle it.
Yeah, it was a very good piece of play from O'Gara more than anything to get that hand up and palm the ball and claw the ball back to a Mary's player. Again, pressure on this line out, but they find Van Eden in there.
That's a good ball.
And an opportunity here for Mary's. Carey with a good show and go. Hurley on this occasion, acting scrum half. Shields. A few big hits in there from Navan. An audible groan from the far side of the ground. Out to Shields with the ball to nobody really, and it's been picked up by Dixon. Another strong
Great tackle
hit
by Hurley.
There's been a lot of fierce hits in this last 15-20 minutes. Player down for Mary's on the far side. Daly flashes it out wide. Van Eden, I think it is, coming back inside from that wide position. Oh.
He's got the flag out, has he?
Yeah, the accident, or the deliberate knock-on, should I say.
Captain coming off, being replaced by Sean O'Brien, or Stephen O'Brien, excuse me. Richie Halpin. Looks to be holding his ribs.
Yeah, must have been involved in one of the hard-hitting tackles over there. Awful lot of support behind this Navan side, trying to go for that fourth try. Very good stint though from Richie Halpin. A try to his name today for the captain, and looks to be on course certainly for Mary's recording their 5th win in a row in this competition, which will please himself and the coaching staff massively.
Absolutely, yeah. This is second year as captain, and obviously not much rugby played last year, so he certainly led from the front. He's a great lad, and very popular among the crew here. As is the man who's just replaced him, Stephen O'Brien. Not a bad fella to sing a song, and nice version of Zombie. This is repertoire. There's his party piece, should I say. Another messy line out there. It's worked out for them.
It's worked out well. Ends up in the hands of Faulkner, who drives at pace. This time it's Colm Carpenter. Trying desperately to get something from this game. You couldn't begrudge Navan deserving a point.
No, absolutely. Yeah. They've been good value. The clock is not their friend, so they don't have time to be hanging around. They got to.
Yeah, they've got the penalty advantage again. Tackler not releasing on that occasion. Very good piece of play there to get another few yards. And Dixon trying to get in again. No, it's Conor Hand on this occasion, but he's stopped in his tracks.
They're still playing advantage, I'd say, so good hands.
Very good hands, and they're going to get their try. And it's well deserved as well. And Shane Faulkner has ended up dotting in under the posts. And the little drop at goal from Daly. So 7 points quickly on the board for Navan, and they'll certainly be going home from Templeville Road not empty-handed. And as I said a couple of minutes ago, they've been well worth at least a point today. They've played some really nice rugby. It's been a very entertaining game.
Absolutely, they'll be actually dying for Marys to kick it off again to get them going, with a chance of maybe getting another try and put them within 7 points, as you said earlier, and go away with 2 points rather than 1. They've run some good lines, some of these guys, and found gaps in the Mary's defence, which, to be fair, has been quite good for the most part.
I suppose now they'll be...
Big Podge Dundon has come on for Mary's in the front row.
Yeah, now for Navan, it's a case of whether they can get one more score.
77 minutes, try by Shane Faulkner, converted by Ben Daly. St Mary's 38, Navan 26.
They've kept trying to put it through the hands here, Navan.
Overlap there.
Yeah, Fox on this occasion running into a dead end. Too fancy on this occasion though, and a rare mistake from Daly today. It's been knocked forward, and Marys have that scrum advantage now. Shields, that's a lovely, lovely pass to Waters, and an opportunity here. Back to Rory Shields, and they're going to be under the posts. That's a really good try.
Really good try, yeah.
Made by Shields and converted by Shields in the end. And a fantastic piece of play from Marys, and another try for them, pretty much under the posts.
Waters has been outstanding today, to be fair. Great line. Found that gap and made great ground. He had an option there. He had option of Fannigan or Shields. Shields looked as pulled something there in the scoring of that try. But that puts the tin hat in it for Navan. There's no chance of anything more than just a one bonus point, a try scoring bonus point. But
yeah, an impressive win this for St. Mary's. A bonus point win, keeping pressure on those two teams ahead of them in the league table, Highfield and Old Wesley. You can see almost at this early stage of the season as well, those three teams slightly breaking clear at the top of this division.
Yeah. I think Highfield are probably odds-on favourite to progress, although there will be playoffs, so who knows? It's a long season, and I think Highfield would feel hard done by last year. They were way ahead in the league when COVID hit.
79 minutes,
So
try by Rory Shields, converted by Michael O'Gara. St. Mary's 45, Navan 26.
Yeah, again, the restart finding its way into the hands of Waters. They just can't seem to avoid him today, Navan. Kick from O'Gara, find its way into the hands of Daly. Does he have one more piece of magic in him? A big hit.
he walked into that one.
Van Eden again carrying successfully. But it's been ripped out of his hands just as I say that. Some good counter rooking from Navan on this occasion. It's found its way into the hands of Owen King in the midfield. Put another turnover. And kicked forward by Riley. Paddy Fox is going to have to do a fair bit of retrieving. The last couple of minutes, a fair pointer of how the game has been. Plenty of turnovers.
There's bodies here, there are plenty of men. Oh dear. That should be nearly it, would it?
And that will be it. That is the end this afternoon, and a hearty round of applause from everyone here in Templeville Road. A very good game of rugby this. St. Mary's coming out on top by 45 points to 26. Norin, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, very entertaining game. Look, any game that you get 70 points scored in has to be a good afternoon, and plenty of tries and scoring opportunities, so plenty for people to have enjoyed from the sidelines, and a good crowd here today too, so most enjoyable. Look, you know, when you see some of the games that have fallen by the wayside now with COVID, we're just happy that games are going ahead and we're getting to see the league getting played, so I think probably the right result in the end, and Mary's played some good rugby, came from behind again, as seems to be their way.
Yeah, as you say, a really ebb and flow game. Navan taking that early lead, and they went 14-7 up as well, but then Mary's with 4 tries on the spin to put themselves 35-14 up was really the catalyst. That little 20 minutes, probably the last 10 minutes of the first half, first 10 minutes of the second half changed the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the difference really, and I suppose, you know, in some ways the try just after half time really set them going, and maybe just made it a bridge too far for Navan in the end. But credit to them, they played right to the end, and they've certainly lots to be optimistic about for their season. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, bonus point try victory for St. Mary's. Navan coming away with 1 point as the pleasantries are done at the end of the game. Always good to see, and it's been a very entertaining and lively game of rugby here at Templeville Road, and we really hope you've enjoyed the stream being brought to you. Couldn't have happened without the thanks of GMAC, the sponsor of today's stream and today's game. Very privileged to be bringing you these pictures courtesy of HBV Studios in conjunction with St. Mary's, and from myself, Andrew Blairwood, and from my co-commentator Niall Rinn. Thanks for joining me, Niall.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure. Thanks, Andrew. Well done.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll hopefully see you again very soon. But for now, we'll leave you. St. Mary's winning this afternoon's 1B fixture by 45 points to 26.